We just got through the Nintendo Direct, and what a lead up to a Direct this was. Man, it seemed like a new leak was happening every single day. It was like, is it coming now? Is it coming tomorrow? It's not this week, it's next week. But we all felt like a July Direct was coming. Nintendo Switch 2 just came out. We have all these new games that are being announced, and none of them are really getting Switch 2 announcements alongside them. But we knew the Direct was coming. And while there were a ton of amazing announcements at the North American Direct, we got Octopath, we got a new HD-2D game. I would love to break those down, so be on the lookout for that. But in this video, I'm going to be breaking down something that we saw in the Japan Nintendo Direct that we didn't necessarily get in ours, which I wish we did get in ours because this is big news. And I'm just so ecstatic to talk about what I think is the biggest and most exciting announcement. And that is all the new information that we got about Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake. Now, if you don't know, I had the chance to preview the game and play it early a couple of months ago, and I was blown away by how incredible it was. But at that point, we didn't have a ton of information. Even being able to play it for an hour or two, there was still so much I didn't know. But after this roughly 2 minute or so trailer, we got everything we needed to come away truly excited for what's coming on October 30th of this year. So let's jump right into the details that we got. First off, it's been confirmed that we will have brand new cutscenes with fully voiced dialogue, as well as the game's music being fully re recorded with an orchestra. The music in this trailer was mind blowing, and I have to say that I'm incredibly impressed with the overall music, not just from Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake that we've seen so far, but from Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D Remake last year. I mean, I was so shocked. I came away with that game so impressed. I loved that remake. It's actually one of my favorite HD 2D games, and I think it is one of the best remakes ever done. The HD 2D art style is refined to perfection in Dragon Quest 3. And from what I've played of the 1 and 2 remakes, I can honestly say I came away feeling like it was even better. Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake might genuinely be one of my most anticipated releases of the year. I love Dragon Quest. It's one of the games that really solidified my connection to JRPGs. So when Square Enix shows love to their classics like this, it fills me with joy. With all that said, let's talk a little bit about the most exciting reveal of the whole thing. Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake includes multiple new scenarios not found in the original games. In Dragon Quest 2, the Princess of Kanik, the younger sister of the Prince of Kanik, joins the party as a playable character. In this game, both Dragon Quest 1 and Dragon Quest 2 features numerous additional scenarios. And in Dragon Quest 2, the princess joins as the fourth party member. So even those who have played the original games can go in knowing they will be able to enjoy a brand new experience, which for me is a huge deal. I hadn't played the original Dragon Quest 1 and 2, but after actually going and playing the 1 and 2 HD 2D remake a few months ago, I went back and spent the time to go back and replay these games and kind of just get a better idea of what they feel like. And they're incredibly short. They're tight games that are really, really good, but it seems like there is so much added here that these are going to be full-fledged JRPG experiences rebuilt from the ground up, and I'm so excited to see what they do with them. On top of all that, by playing Dragon Quest 1 and 2 after Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D Remake was released last year, you can experience episodes that highlight the connection between the three games in the Erdrick trilogy. Now, as much as I'd love to dive into all the details of the story of 1 and 2, I'm not the best person to dive into those things because I've basically just gone back and played those a little bit on the originals, and I'm not super familiar with the ins and outs of 1 and 2 story. I loved 3, played a ton of that, but I don't want to get into any spoilers of 3 in case you haven't played it and you plan on playing it before these games come out. But just know that these stories are really special. These are cozy feeling games that just really have that classic JRPG feel. Your hero, an adventure to save the world, and it just feels amazing to play. Just know that you're going to go into these games excited to set out on a new adventure and you're going to come away feeling like you're on top of the world. And that's one of the things that Dragon Quest does best. I love how these three games are so connected, and the added elements to the story are really going to make the games themselves all that more interesting. The original 1 and 2 games are very short playthroughs, like I said before. I think you could finish them in a sitting or two, but with all the added content, expanded story, I expect to be able to spend a lot more time with these games and have the opportunity to get to know these stories and characters on a level I never had before. Before I let you all go, I want to give a little plug to my podcast I do with Retro Brandon called Level Up Legacy. Myself, him, and Avenger Mags will be on later tonight to just go over everything that was in this Nintendo Direct. We're going to go crazy, break everything down, talk about it for probably an hour or more. So if that's something you're interested in, if you want to see all the announcements broken down by us and all the kind of funny ongoings that could come from that, definitely be sure to head on over there. Check that out. There will be a link in the description below. And I'm sure that episode will be up tomorrow afternoon. So be sure to drop in and say hello. Anyway, that's it for me in this one. I'm super excited for these games. If you haven't had the chance to check out my preview that I did a couple months ago, where I actually got the opportunity to play these games, I'll link the video here in the description. So be sure to go check that out. It's much more detailed on my thoughts and impressions of my actual gameplay overview. Just to kind of give you all a briefing on how I did feel coming away from playing these. The thing that really stood out to me is that this isn't just about revisiting Dragon Quest 1 and 2. It's about building up to something much bigger. Once this trilogy is complete, you'll be able to play through the entire Erdrick saga with a consistent visual style, unified presentation, and smart modernization. That's huge, not just for longtime fans, but for newcomers like me who are finally getting the full experience. I first got into Dragon Quest, I want to say probably Dragon Quest 8, and then I went back and played some of the older ones like Dragon Quest 7 and Dragon Quest 5, and I was obsessed with Dragon Quest 11, like I'm sure many of you out there were. I could spend months playing only Dragon Quest. I love this series so very much. So it's so special to me to be able to go back and play not only Dragon Quest 3, but be able to play Dragon Quest 1 and 2 and then come away feeling like these are some of my favorite games of all time. But more importantly, I want to hear what you all think. Let me know in the comments below. Are you excited for Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD-2D Remake? Have you played the originals before? And what did you think of Dragon Quest 3? Are these games the type of games that Square Enix should keep doing? Do they need to go back to the classics, bring them back in a new light without really revamping the entire games and kind of staying true to those original classics? I can't express to you how good it feels to just go back and play some of these games and have them feel like classic games that I grew up with. Before I go, I'll leave a clip at the end of this video showcasing the music and the voice acting in this amazing trailer that we got today. Anyway, I look forward to reading your thoughts and your comments. And until next time, I'm out.
Hands of Erdrick. The wheels of fate have been set in motion.
The very rascal I have been at such pains to find!
Fear not, cousins. It is as I always say. Age is no excuse to laze. Take this!